Hello, hello. I am Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow.
I have to project.
I have to project.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm Chris, also co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, wow, that's kind of jumpy.
Yeah.
It's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto super easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to our YouTube channel. It sounds like I said yours.
You don't have to be quiet. No one's asleep.
No one is asleep. It's just echoing like we're in a giant gymnasium.
It is. Yeah.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon so that every time we have something new to tell you about Keto Chow, you'll be alerted to it.
People are complaining that the audio goes low. You really need to talk loud. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you upset.
Okay. Hi.
I will boost it a little bit, but that will come at the cost of me being too loud. So, anyway. Fossils.
So today we went scuba diving.
We did. So, yeah, poor sound. Hey, we don't have the lav mics. This is what you get. So
because we didn't think to bring them.
No, I thought of bringing them, but we are very limited in space.
Yeah.
And it's what it is. Marie thinks your hair looks almost blonde against the wall.
Yeah, I actually did. I did lighten it up. You can tell a little bit. This side looks kind of normal, but the wall also is orange. It looks yellow, but it's orange.
Yes, it is very.
Mustard. Yeah.
Supposing Narson says, check your microphone. Kind of. There's nothing wrong with the microphone. This is just what it is.
There's no microphones.
The problem is we're using the microphone that is on the laptop.
Which is the sucky one, sorry. So if we have to be short, that's fine. We'll just be short.
Yeah. Well, it's not a problem. It's just this. These are the jokes, kids. Anyway, let's see. Jen says, I don't understand why anyone would want to be in Florida. Miriam, what are we doing here?
Oh, yes. Well, we're scuba diving, and we're going to the Orlando Keto Summit this weekend. So that'll be awesome.
So we came here for fun with Holly and Steve.
And
Holly
we've been sweaty since we got here.
There's Holly.
Hello.
There's Steve. So we came with Holly and Steve a couple of days early so we could go scuba diving. Because Holly and Steve have been trying to go scuba diving in Florida for like 2 years. And they keep on being like hurricanes and bad weather. So they finally got to do it. So we came a bit early. Then on Thursday, so 2 days from today, we are going to drive to the Orlando Summit. We're sponsors. Salty is a sponsor, and so is Keto Chow of the Keto Orlando Summit. That's going to be fun. So we're going to do that. They asked Miriam and I if we could do a Q&A session. So we're not really speakers.
Although we're on the speaker list.
We are.
So we're going to sit up on stage, and then something will happen.
Yeah, on Sunday. So we're doing that, and then Holly and Steve will go home. And then we will stay here and go to the RV Unplugged rally where Salty is a sponsor.
Yep.
Because efficiency. And we're already in Florida, so let's stay in Florida.
Yep.
So
all in Florida.
Yep, but okay, let's see. Cool new countdown, yes.
Oh, that was cool. Huh?
One of our designers did a new countdown and a new. So like if I go like that, except it goes a little bit slow when it's doing that because it's having a hard time processing the two.
It could just be because we're here.
I don't know about that.
We'll have to look
it's doing a transparency overlay, so
it's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. And my hair is probably going to be a little bit blonder by the time we're done with this because we keep on going out on the boats.
Although we've been under the little thing.
Yep. And Carrie said we can just turn up our volume. That kind of works, but sometimes people can't turn it up louder. So I do want to get it to the right level, but if I turn it up too loud, then we get what's called peaking or clipping, actually. where the audio level is going beyond where it's supposed to be, and so it sounds kind of muffled and really weird.
So we could turn it up higher if Chris was quieter. But since he's loud and I'm quiet, it doesn't really help.
Look, I project my insecurities. So, carnivore in the middle of a forest this time to sing, "Let's get loud, let's get loud." A remote location, yeah, we are in a Verbo Airbnb. We're in a short-term rental.
With an echoey room.
Yeah. We're not too far from where Joe and Rachel live, but we're kind of far from where the dive boats are.
Yeah.
We figured it was better to be.
If it was daytime, which if it was actually 7:20, like it normally is in Utah,
yes,
we would be able to show you the cute water outside.
Yeah, this is the place that had the best light. So, anyway.
But it's dark outside. But there's this little river in the backyard, and there's iguanas, and there's ducks. And what are the other ones? Egrets. They said if you have egrets, that means you have grubs.
Shauna says, "Hi, Holly and Steve."
Hi, Shauna.
Let's see. Stephanie's here from Arizona. Exposing Darkness says, "My endless summer salty was clumpy, and it didn't want to come out of the packet. Is that a fluke?" That can happen sometimes if humidity gets into the packet. Tear off the entire end, and it should come out just fine. Most cases, that's just a kind of a temporary thing. Once it actually gets into the water, it dissolves just fine. We noticed that was happening when we were in Bon Air, where it was a lot more humid than what we're used to. Humid. And so I started tearing off the entire end of the packet and dumping it into water that way. So let's see. Carnivore in the Mist says, "Will you live the Orlando Summit?
Yep,
will we do a live at the Orlando Summit?" If you're asking if we are going to be providing a live broadcast, I think that's what you're asking. No, we will not be doing that. So let's see. Lady First Scissors says, "With salty, what is the relationship between potassium chloride and elemental potassium? As I read about recommended amounts, this gets confusing."
Yeah, I can see that.
So elemental potassium is fun stuff, but you don't really want to play with it. It's very reactive. If you get elemental potassium, it's actually stored in kerosene. Let's see. It's science class, so there's a bear. So they store it in kerosene because it reacts violently with water, even just the water in the air. And so it's really fun. It's a classic with science classes. You cut off a little bit of potassium, or sodium does the same thing, throw it into water, and it explodes. Like balls of flame, explosions, popping all over the place. Anyway, so it's very difficult to have elemental potassium. So usually potassium is bound to something just because it's so reactive. And so that's why you also get potassium chloride, sodium chloride. It needs to be joined with something. And with chlorine, potassium, they hook together just fine. It's very easy for your body to break those up. It just means that for any given amount of potassium chloride, you're getting, I think it's like 42% of potassium chloride is potassium. But you always get it some way. What you don't want is something like magnesium oxide, because that's just white paint. So it's always bound to something, and chloride is very easy for you to break it up. And it's the same chloride that's in sodium chloride, which is the salt that you know and love. So there you go. The recommended amounts that they quote are always elemental, so the actual amount of potassium, and you'll usually see that on the supplements fact label. So there you go. Exposing Dark says, "Yeah, the package was sealed. I'm in Chicago and Indiana. It still can sometimes get into the packets. We're actually working on making sure that the packets have a far better seal on them. We're changing around the way that we're doing the packaging to mitigate that problem with salty for the future. So I'm sorry if you got one like that. Again, it shouldn't impact anything, But going forward, we're going to be reducing that in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Jujubee says, I hear you perfectly fine, and I'm 34% deaf. Such a specific number.
Wow.
Shauna says the closed captions work best. Yeah, we actually have it on a little bit of a delay. And it wouldn't have a teeny hole. What it has is just in the end where the crimping is. Sometimes it's not perfectly sealed.
Usually you can't see that.
Yeah, and it's because when it's going in, it's very powdery. And so when it's closed off and heated, sometimes it doesn't form a perfect seal. You get the same sort of thing when you are doing vacuum sealing with your meat and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, do a live broadcast. It's not going to happen. Sorry. There's too much going on.
I know, that would be fun.
Yep.
But we also didn't bring the equipment for that.
Nope. We sure didn't. This is using my phone right now.
This is the
Let's see. Storm Chasing Gal, what about a cranberry chow? Do you know the answer to that one, Miriam?
Probably
We
not.
can't do tart.
Yeah.
Tart flavor?
Tart is difficult.
It doesn't work. We've tried. And things that should be tart don't taste right. They end up just tasting weird. Especially things like cherry. Cherry keto chow, every time we've tried it, it just like tastes like cough syrup because we can't do the tart, because if we add tart, it turns the protein into clumps. It's weird. Let's see. Mimi says, I think the salty I sleep. If I drink salty, I sleep like a baby in a coma. I get the best sleep if I drink it at night.
Nice.
We have been pounding
We've been
salty.
slamming the salty.
Just before we left to come here, I grabbed a 30-pack of the All Things fruit.
Yeah, it's almost gone.
And just for the Scuba boat. I think we're down to like 4 packets.
Yeah.
So
I'm almost done with mine already too.
And of all the flavors, the Citrus Splash isn't my favorite, and I've been drinking that one more than just about any of the ones because I've been.
It tastes much better when you come up from scuba diving and you're very dehydrated.
Yeah, strangely enough, diving in salt water makes you dehydrated. Who knew? Also, you're breathing, the air that you're breathing. Because when it gets compressed, all of the humidity comes out. It's almost 0% humidity, if not 0% humidity.
It's like Utah.
And so when you're breathing it dries your mouth and your throat and your lungs like crazy. So much so that sometimes people will take their respirator out and get a mouthful of seawater
just because it's so dry
and spit it out so that they can get their tongue working again. It's pretty crazy stuff.
I just gulped it.
So the joke is, when you're scuba diving, if you aren't peeing in your wetsuit, well, number one, you're lying, and number two, you're probably dehydrated.
Yeah.
Because everybody pees in your wetsuit. It just happens.
Speaking of scuba, let's have these guys come back in because I think they want to go to bed and tell them what they got to see today.
Okay.
What did you guys see? What did you see in the water?
A giant Goliath grouper.
Oh yeah, that was a
it
big
was
one.
probably as big as
It was really big.
It was on the wreck of a catamaran?
Yeah.
It was trying to hide from us. And then
a giant moray.
2 giant morays.
2 big morays.
Okay.
One in the catamaran and one in
this weird trench.
Tires.
Yeah. Which, okay, I got this on video, but we were swimming along. Sam, who also came with us, he's playing with Switch.
He's watching me.
Oh, he's watching me.
Do you want to say hi? Come say hi.
He was swimming along, completely oblivious that he was getting closer and closer and closer to this massive moray eel. And moray eels are nothing to joke around about.
It was probably as big around as the tire.
It was
wide. Yes.
Wide. It was huge.
So, and then all of a sudden, Sam noticed the eel, and he was like, "Whoa!"
I actually did it with my fin.
Well,
you were what?
After Sam hit it with his fin and irritated it,
You didn't hit it with your fin, did you?
I don't think he got
he
quite
said
that close.
he got really close. Then I went into video it, and I kept getting closer. And it was not very happy with me.
No.
In fact, it opened its mouth like it was hissing at me. And
They-
it was like...
Those things are no joke.
Hey, my book says don't hang out with these
Yeah,
guys.
they're
dangerous
Yeah,
animals.
they're dangerous.
And we saw lionfish. I
Yeah.
have a really good picture of a lionfish.
We saw dolphin when we were on the boat.
We did. Lots of dolphin were swimming along with the boat. That was pretty wild.
Yesterday, and I have a video of it, saw an octopus.
In daylight.
Yeah.
In the daytime, which is incredibly rare, I'm
Yeah.
told.
Yeah.
It's,
We've
Is
never
there-
seen one. Yeah.
Because they're nighttime.
Never seen a.
creatures.
Yeah.
But I missed the dolphin swimming over my head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we
I
didn't see
saw
that.
it, but not over your
Because
head.
we
I didn't
were-
see it till it was
we
far
were-
away from you.
Photographing
A
sea urchins.
Sea urchins are so much cooler than dolphins.
The guys on the boat said the octopus was a better catch to see
Oh, yeah.
than a dolphin. Because dolphins you'll see quite often, but octopus hardly ever. So.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a spotted eel that chased him, but I didn't get that because Holly had the camera and she went ran away.
See how you are? Man, okay. Well, we're going scuba diving again tomorrow.
Yep.
We have to get up at about 5:45 because we need to be at Joe and Rachel's house at 6:30.
Which I was going to ask you is, do you guys want breakfast tomorrow?
I'm okay with no breakfast tomorrow. In fact, we still have some bacon, right? Leftover bacon.
It's my bacon.
Oh, it's Miriam's bacon? Anyway, we still have some
Sorry,
leftover
if you
bacon.
think we have bacon, we got bacon.
Because
So-
I'll just eat the leftover eggs in the morning if not everybody
Great.
wants it. I won't get up at 5 and
Right.
breakfast. I
Okay.
did that today.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to say goodnight.
Good
We're getting
night.
up at, what, 3 a.m. Utah time?
3 a.m. Utah time.
Yeah.
Well,
3:30.
3:30.
3:30, 3:45.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever.
Good night.
All right. So Exposing Darkness is she also has an issue with Redmond seasoned salt clumping as well.
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
If Vaughn is sitting in the ER with a hubby,
Oh, honey, I'm
blood pressure is
sorry.
too low, but he's also in kidney failure, so I can't give him my
no.
salty. Yeah, there's probably too much potassium in there.
That's true, yeah.
You have to be really careful with potassium intake. Anyway,
Yeah, if you want to know what you can give them, just ask the doctor. Show
Yeah.
them the labels of things.
Exposing Darkness is, what about a cola flavored Keto Chow? I actually tried it.
yeah.
I tried a cherry cola, oddly enough, and I thought it was actually pretty good, but the rest of the team wasn't
Yeah.
impressed. Vaughn likes caramel vibe and butterscotch.
Ooh, that's
shade.
a good
There you
idea.
go. Some interesting gal said, would you all walk on the beach with us?
Okay,
I
yeah, sure.
actually don't know if we're going to. Oh, that's not.
We keep driving
If we're going to
past
get
it.
to the beach, because we go to the marina, get on the boat, and we're just going in and out of the boat. Like we've been on a beach, but it was
We've been in the ocean.
60 feet under the water.
Yeah, we'll just step in.
There's
that
a lot of
sand.
nice sand down there, but
Right. Oh, and look at this, guys. This is silly. I can't
that's
pick it up.
Miriam and Sam's
I can't pick it up.
orthodontist. There you go.
This is my orthodontist.
Last name is Talbot, so he's traveling Talbot.
Yeah.
We got a video of him down by the wreck today.
So Sam got to take a picture with him in the water.
And that was interesting because we were supposed to, you get what you can take. We were supposed to do a dive on a shipwreck called the Okinawa.
Mm-hmm.
When we got there today, there was a group that was already there,
They'd been there for 20 minutes.
and they were going to continue to be there for a while. And we had a lot of people, which was really too many people between the two groups.
Because it's a little boat.
Yeah.
It's not a big, huge one.
And they also said that the current was kind of strong. And last time we came here, the current was strong. And trying to stay in place with the current around the shipwreck is kind of hard.
So, like, one way would be awesome. You
Yeah.
go, and then all of a sudden you're, like, trying to go back.
So we pivoted, and instead we did a drift dive. That's where you go down and you just kind of chill out. You let the current take you. And there's
and it was taking us.
a string with a marker, a surface buoy,
A surfer.
a surfer buoy,
Surfer
buoy, and it tells the boat where you are. You usually don't go very far, and when it's time for you to come up, you come up, and the boat comes and picks you up. Easy as that.
Yeah.
So, and then when we were done with the first dive, we're like, well, the current's still really strong. So instead of doing that, the shipwreck, the original shipwreck, instead of going back to that, we went to a different shipwreck, which was the catamaran, which was still cool.
It was really cool. I was super glad that we went there because the coral around it was very pretty and very vibrant colors. And then we got to see those cool animals. I had never seen a group of before. And we've been scuba diving a while, so you think we would have...
They're fairly common around here.
Yeah. But what it looked like a fan coral, but one I'd never seen before. It was just big fan coral. And I'm like, that's an interesting green. And I'm like, that's not a fan coral I've ever seen, but it's the size of one of the fans. And that was its tail fin. It was like bigger than my hands.
I can't give him tuna. It'd be an abomination. Tuna's fish. Anyway, yeah. Storm Chasing Gal says, what about a sugar cookie? I tried one of those when I was working on birthday cake.
We were doing birthday cake.
Birthday cake was the sugar cookie just kind of tasted meh.
I think it tastes the same as birthday cake.
Carrie says, do we like sharks when we dive? The sharks that we've seen have always been really cool.
Yeah. There was one yesterday, and Joe turned and he's like, hey, there's a shark. And by the time I looked over, it was far enough away I couldn't see it. So
I'm not worried at all about the sharks that are around here.
Although that grouper was huge.
Shauna's talking about the eels on the Princess Bride.
Yes.
Those are the shrieking eels.
And that was the one that Sam was going to just give a big hug.
They're about to feed on flesh.
Yeah, but then he noticed there was a green.
Shauna says, but Steve cooks the best breakfast.
I know, he does.
It was good bacon and eggs this morning.
It hit the spot.
I just felt bad that he was cooking for everybody else instead of sleeping in and whatnot.
Yeah.
So. Meg says, I just got my braces off today. Doctor said to take it off. My brace, not braces. My brace, wrist brace. My wrist needs to learn how to be a wrist again.
Oh, yay.
Well, Cynthia's here says the mushroom soup is good. Brown and got turkey sausage, a little bit of small bits of cauliflower, large mushroom slice, 3 tablespoons butter, blended the soup in 14 ounces of very warm water, added to the ingredients. I need to buy more. Only bought 2. Yay. The soups are really good for adding stuff too. Extremely good. That's actually why I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Mm-hmm. I'm not developing any more savory flavors.
Because what we got's good.
I think that and the beef soup base, which is actually the same thing as the chocolate core, the strawberry core, and the vanilla core, just without flavor. With the beef soup base, you're able to customize that by adding stuff. And every time somebody recommends a new savory flavor, I'm like, just add that stuff to the beef soup base or the chicken soup. So like clam chowder. I was going to make a clam chowder flavored keto chow.
Yeah, we tried.
And it's like, you can throw in some clams. And I'm like, or you could just throw in some clams. Yeah. So anyway, that's why there won't be any more developed by me. Steve from Serious Keto did make the mushroom soup and the baked potato soup, which I think are really great. We haven't publicly announced their actual fate because they sold out relatively quickly. And so we ordered a second round to see how well they go before we decide to order larger quantities of them. In case you're wondering what the status. Yes, we are. Lady Fritz said, Cynthia likes my Bucky shirt. It's funny. I'm going to see you. I wear the Bucky shirts when I fly on airplanes. I get so many compliments about them. It's hilarious. Yeah. Bubbles wants a Swedish fish flavor.
Yeah.
That'd be really interesting. And Sour Patch, again, not going to happen because we can't do sour.
Oh, yeah. Sour's hard.
In fact, we've even tried making a flavor that should be sour, mixing up completely, and then adding citric acid to it to make it sour, and it didn't work. Storm Chasing Gal said, forgot your answer, and if you're making birthday cake in large bags. Not currently. We're seeing if it sells well enough. And that's really the criteria. Since, I think, January 2023, all new flavors period are introduced as the small packets first.
Mhm.
And if they sell a sufficient quantity in a small enough period of time that warrants making it in large bags, then we'll bring it back in large bags. The first time we had the birthday cake, there really wasn't enough of it for us to judge whether or not it should be a permanent flavor. Also, a lot of people were considering it just a better vanilla
Right.
than the old vanilla that we had. And since then, we've introduced the vanilla cream, which kind of fits that as well. So we're seeing how it goes. So you want to know? We also want to know.
I feel like we just
We did. Just as I made a whole package of bacon jerky, and I'm not allowed to eat it. Good thing it'll keep for a while. Wow, okay.
Oh, sorry, Jim.
Mimi had a cantaloupe creamy tonight. It tastes just like vanilla. No
Nice.
cantaloupe flavor.
Oh, if you used heavy cream, it needs the
Yep.
flavor for sure.
Matt says, can you wear glasses while diving, or do you need contact lenses to see gooder? You can't wear contact lenses.
You can.
Your mask is full of water, and it would mess up your contacts.
You can wear contacts with a mask.
Everything I've heard says you can't. But what some people do is they buy a mask that has prescription lenses,
I have one.
and then they never wear them.
But I did bring it, and I did wash it also. So when I was washing all my equipment, I'm like, I didn't even use this. Why am I washing this?
Yep. Gooder.
Because I really like
More gooder.
the way that the other mask works.
Okay. I was actually thinking about, I'm like, should I get prescription lenses for mine? And first off, I can't because it's a solid one piece. In order to have,
you have to get 2 pieces.
yeah, in order for prescription lenses, it has to be separate eye things. And mine is connected. But also, the distance where you can usually see underwater, I can see okay. And so I don't know that getting prescription lenses would do me a lot of good.
Yeah, that's true because you can't really see that super far.
Yeah.
Although here and anywhere not in Utah, you can see better.
Yep. Marie really likes these soups. She hopes they stay permanent. I do too.
Good.
Yeah. Bubble says, would the soup base work well on an eggplant dip in egg than dip in Keto Chow? I don't know. I've never made an eggplant
That would be amazing.
dip in egg thing like that. GB says, what a concept. You have to make money to keep making more. It's true. If something doesn't sell, then we're not going to bring it back. We're probably not going to bring back cantaloupe. The way it's selling, I think it's going to be one of those. It was fun, but
It's over.
because not every flavor is going to be a hit. Not every flavor is going to be, raspberry cheesecake or chocolate peanut butter.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that chocolate and chocolate peanut butter are still the number 1 and number 2 flavors, and for good reasons. They're amazing. But yeah, not every flavor, not every kid gets to be an astronaut.
What?
So, Carnivore in the Mist says, are we not keeping you up? We're not keeping you up, are we? Well, it's kind of late, and we're going to be doing this not quite as long as we normally do. Let's see, Carnivore in the Mist loves malt. I love the chocolate malt, too. I think it's great.
Excuse me.
And Storm Chasing Gal wants to know how it's selling. I haven't done the analysis on it. Usually I have Holly do that. Not Holly that was here. Our other Holly.
We have 2 Hollies.
We do. She usually does the analysis of that and makes the recommendations as far as how much and what size of stuff we purchase and when. Turns out I don't have to do everything. I can hire people to do jobs.
What?
It's true.
Like that designer who did the front
Yeah.
thing. That was so cool.
I don't have to animate stuff myself. I find people and then I let them do their jobs, and I try not to get in their way.
He tries.
I try real hard. Well, Teresa wears contacts with diving. Oh, well.
Sometimes he does get in there.
Mm-hmm. It's true. So apparently I was wrong. Teresa does wear contacts. Mix's dinner tonight was steak with straight neck squash from garden fried and butter.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
What was our dinner tonight, Mary?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
It was amazing.
It was so good.
It was buy one get one
wings.
Not buy one get one half off, but buy one get one. So if you order 15, you get 15 plus 15.
Wings.
It was good.
I am tired. I'm tired. We took the red eye in and then didn't sleep that night, so we've only slept one night. And scuba diving is tiring. It's a lot of work, which is funny because it feels very slow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. You're swimming a lot. And you're carrying a lot of stuff.
Bubbles wants to know, is there any way to make the chocolate malt more malty? Not really, not without significantly increasing the price. Well, malt extracts typically have a lot of carbs in it.
You could get a sugar-free malt extract.
Well, they're asking if we could make chocolate malt more malty. Mm-hmm. No, not without significantly increasing the price. Mm-hmm. If you mix it with butter, the flavor's a lot stronger.
That's true.
We tested it with more chocolate, and it was just chocolate. There was no malt.
Yeah.
So it overpowered it. Kathy says hi from Smoky, Colorado.
Oh, it's smoky in Utah too because of all the fires.
Jujubee has never had chocolate peanut butter.
What the heck? Do you like peanut butter?
It's amazing.
Okay, I'm going to show you.
What?
Fire. Oh, that's pretty. This. Oh, you can't see it.
You have to turn down your brightness.
Why do you always say that?
Because it's true.
But I can't see anything. I wanted to show you my Utah
okay.
On the way to the airport pictures. Oh, that looks so bad.
We can see us.
That's our sun going down in the evening.
Usually we can't see the sun. We're in such high altitude that the atmosphere where we're at.
But the mountains are right there, and so it kind of goes down.
Yeah.
But that's all smoke from the fires, from Canada fires, and from wherever all the fires are. But
Storm Chasing Gal wants to know if Maple Waffle is coming back.
Looks like that telephone pole is on fire.
Maple Waffle certainly sounds like a kind of a holiday flavor, doesn't it? Cynthia wants to know, did we retire the chai latte? So we won't be making any more of the chai latte.
We will. We still have some. But it is going to go
It will be retired. To clarify what Miriam was saying. Not we will make some more.
We will.
Well, it's retired. We're not making any more.
It's over.
Yeah. So we have what we have, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
Carnivore and the Missus watching us from bed.
Aww.
Jackie says, soup base sales will pick up when the weather cools off. A little, but we've actually had them available for...
Yeah, we'll see.
5 years now?
Soups. Except the new ones we haven't had for 5 years.
So it does pick up a bit, but they still don't sell very well. They are consistently the worst selling flavors that we have.
Yeah.
Even worse than some flavors that we've retired. We just kind of keep them out of spite.
We just like
or principle.
Spite? We're spiteful.
Yep. Apparently Cynthia had a birthday.
Oh, let's sing.
Okay. I don't know when it was, but here we go. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cynthia. Happy birthday to you at some point in the past.
Or today.
Upstate Keto Girl is here. And Lady Priscilla says chocolate toffee is awesome. Becky says, any tip on flavor hack for cinnamon rolls? Like making cinnamon rolls? I believe we have a recipe
or do
on our
you make
website.
Cinnamon roll keto flavor?
Yeah. Start with Snickerdoodle and just add a whole bunch of cinnamon to it.
Cinnamon.
It's really good.
Make chaffles and then roll them in some butter and frosting. Add some cinnamon.
Yeah, Marie says, I have some malt powder that I will add a teaspoon to my shake to increase the maltiness. Yeah, but you have to watch out because it's like pure carbs.
Yeah.
The actual malt powder. Gigi says, I love chocolate peanut butter. Not sure how I never had it. Yeah, gotta try it. It's really good. Kathy says, we've got 2 fires, not all that far from home. I'm safe, but there's now 2 fires near each other. Well, hopefully they meet and burn each other out.
Hopefully they put them out firefighters do, and then you're safe. You can go home and everything's fine.
Yep. Becky wants to know, will you be developing a cinnamon roll flavor? We have a pecan sticky bun flavor
Right.
that Serious Keto developed, and
we have
will be
cinnamon
coming
roll,
back in the fall.
which is really similar. We have had a cinnamon roll flavor in the past.
We've got a bug on your phone. It's dead now.
Thank you.
I keep finding them running around. One was on my plate yesterday
Ew.
as I was eating steak.
Bugs.
Carnivore in the Mist says buttery fingers is my favorite blend. How do you make that,
I
Miriam?
also agree. Chocolate toffee with chocolate peanut butter together.
Yep. I'm sitting forward, and so my face is bigger. See, look at how big it is. So big. Genesis Mall is perfect. Okay. Denise says, we love fruity cereal. How's it going? I think it's going okay. It's kind of middle of the road so far. Won't know for sure until we sell out of it.
It really does taste like cereal milk.
And it is available now. Eventually it will sell out, and then we will have to look at it, decide whether or not it's sold well or not, and decide to bring it back. And from the time that we decide to bring a flavor back until we actually have it back can be anywhere from 4 to 9 or 10 months. So if you like the fruity cereal, it does have a 5-year shelf life. I'd recommend getting some because it may not come back, or it may come back. Maybe it comes back in large bags. Maybe it doesn't. It kind of depends on how well it sells. And at this point, it's simply too early to tell. You want to know, and so do we.
It's a recurring theme for this live
stream. Denise also said we had chicken drumsticks with paleo power multi-purpose seasoning. Wow.
Nice.
And homegrown Japanese long beans with bacon and onion.
Oh, how
nice.
delish.
Cindy says, I always order chocolate peanut butter. Waiting on bulk now. Running out.
Oh, no.
It's a good one to get in bulk.
Yeah.
Denise says we love chocolate malt flavor too. Oh, it's Cynthia's birthday is today. I did not see that earlier on. Carnivore Miss says 38 likes. Well, so here's the funny thing. When you open up a video, it usually doesn't update the like counter unless you reload the page. I've noticed that myself, that I've gone on.
I've seen it when I've gone in and liked it.
Yeah, sometimes it goes up, but sometimes it doesn't. So you may not be seeing a like counter that's indicative of what it actually is. But that's still,
thank you for saying that.
John says Olive Nation has a liquid malt flavor with no sugar. There you go. And Carnivore in the Mist says, I am the crazy heart lady. Nice. Storm Chasing Gal says, do y'all travel with the creamy?
Crazy heart lady.
We brought the creamy to a conference that was going on in Denver that we were able to drive to.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work because we were actually sampling it as the ice cream. Just because I had promised Dr. Gerber that we would do that.
And then he tried it. And he said it was good.
Yep. But it's a big, heavy machine. And we already have
so much stuff.
We traveled here with 17 suitcases.
18 suitcases.
You're right, 18 suitcases. There were 3 carry-ons that we checked.
But there's 5 of us, so that's 3 suitcases per person.
Plus 3 carry-ons.
Which is too many.
Yeah, too many. Anyway, luckily Joe very kindly showed up at the airport to pick us up and take a bunch of the suitcases for us.
He didn't pick us up. He picked up our suitcases.
Okay, close enough. Otherwise,
at 5 in the morning,
we would have had to have rented 2 cars.
Right there.
Yeah, it was 6, but close enough.
5.
Oh, it was 5:45 because our plane landed early. Becky says, "What's the difference between vanilla and vanilla cream? Vanilla is discontinued, and vanilla cream has a better, stronger flavor.
New hotness.
Yep, that's the difference." Cynthia says, "I hope the peppermint comes back. It's so good as a coffee creamer and a creamy."
I love peppermint too.
And Cynthia also says, "Just to let you know, the electrolyte, the salty is delicious."
I'm glad you like it.
Bubble says, "The chocolates are on my must-get again list." Nice.
Yay.
Susan Garton says, "Black and red licorice is a Halloween treat." So
Yes.
for those of you who are new here, we did just for a limited time, we did a small run of black licorice and red licorice flavored Keto Chow. And they tasted legitimately like
Yeah.
black licorice and
So
like
good.
red vines. Not, what's the other ones?
Twizzlers.
Twizzlers. Not Twizzlers, but red vines.
Mm.
And it was mostly done as a joke because
Yeah.
Joe Stauffer of Two Crazy Ketos hates black licorice. And I just was going to do it as a test and say, here, try this, as a prototype. But it was so strangely good. We ordered the smallest amount we could get. And the red licorice, it actually sold about as well as chai latte and cantaloupe have sold. So probably not coming back anytime soon, ever. The red licorice sold a little better. So
You just said red licorice.
black licorice did not sell.
I know, but you
At all.
said red licorice.
I think if you go back, you'll notice I said black licorice first and then red licorice. Anyway, hey, Quincy's here. Quincy. Bubble says I'll need to check Olive Nation for the malt.
Yeah.
Nice. Becky says we're due for another salted caramel. We get a big bag and make blender ice cream.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love the salted caramel for cooking too.
Yeah, Cynthia says not like Packers. Well, this particular trip was even worse.
Yeah, because we're doing 2 shows in a row.
Doing 2 shows, and Miriam had a suitcase that was entirely scuba gear. I had a suitcase that was entirely scuba gear.
So
Steve had a suitcase. Holly had a
ridiculous amount of
suitcase.
stuff. On
And
a
then-
scuba trip by yourself, it's like 3 suitcases.
Yeah.
So it was comedy affairs.
Denise Mom before says a coconut cream pie flavor would be nice, or an almond joy flavor. So easy.
That does sound good.
Easy way to do that. Use coconut manna, which is actual coconut made into basically like peanut butter, but with coconut. Use that or unrefined coconut oil
Make
as your
yourself
fat
a
source.
crust.
And you can use that with the
Make
vanilla
yourself
cream.
a coconut.
For the almond joy, you could just use chocolate and throw in some almond flavor.
Or just use coconut oil as your fat and
Yeah.
your chocolate. That would
Well,
be
you'd still need the
amazing.
almond flavor because mounds would
Yeah,
taste like
that's
that.
true. That's true. That's true.
Yep. Supposing Darkness says, I hope when Maple Waffle comes back, there's a big bag. I don't remember if we're ordering Maple Waffle in large bags.
Me neither.
Bubble says, hot honey keto chow. That doesn't sound appealing to me. Sorry. I wouldn't get that one. Shauna says, I miss black licorice. It was really good.
I do too.
Lynette says, give everyone hugs for the Keto Orlando Summit. Okay. Becky says, please bring licorice back. And again, it was fun, but from a financial standpoint, from a business standpoint, it was an absolute bust. It took forever to sell, and I had to pay taxes on the stuff that wasn't selling very well. So, I don't know. I'm personally a fan of it, and the red licorice, but it's one of those things that's like, if we bring it back, it's going to be a while.
Dude, I'm tired.
Vet says about the cinnamon roll recipe, I can't recall which of Wendy's recipes with egg white protein will do. She's incorporated mini keto chow into the bread, so the shape is desired, or cookies. There you go. So check, that's Loving It on Keto, Wendy and Harry. So she would have a cinnamon roll recipe that uses keto chow. There you go. Marie also wants black licorice back. Oh, Shauna says I said red both times. Look, the chat has your back, Miriam. Matt says not that there will be a next time, but the black licorice definitely needed to be black or at least gray. No, I disagree, and I'm not going to do it because in order to make the black licorice black, we probably would have had to add activated charcoal. In fact, the red and black licorice didn't have any color. Because to make the red licorice red, we would have had to use some weird dye.
Yeah, red's hard
And
to do with like natural.
People get excited,
including us,
about food colorings. Some people don't have a problem with it. Some people have a big problem with it, and are very vocal about it, and I just didn't want to hear it. So we just left it uncolored.
Yeah.
And that's actually started to kind of become a thing. If a flavor isn't materially improved by having a color added, we leave it out. So the blueberry pie, it needed to be blue. But a lot of the other flavors, we haven't added any color to them. Let's see, Marie says, I like that many of the flavors don't have coloring added. Jason likes the Buc-ee's shirt. Yeah, and you can add color if you want. I think it was Christy Davis from the Keto Village. She added activated charcoal.
Yeah.
To make the black. And she's like, for the black liquor, she's like, yeah, I mean, it worked. Exposing Darkness wants big bags of peppermint.
Oh, yeah.
Denise says, would you just add dark cocoa powder to the chocolate to make a dark chocolate? You could. Actually, what I like to do is I like to add black cocoa powder to the cookies and cream. That's amazing. Becky says, as long as the flavors come through, it's okay with that for me without the color.
Yeah.
Jess says, you need to go to bed, Mary.
Okay.
Shauna says,
I
good night,
literally
all.
could fall asleep.
Cynthia says, no color
I literally
necessary.
could fall asleep right sitting here. So I think we need to call it soon.
Okay,
Let's get through this
Fast
one.
Shifter has a question.
Okay.
Is it safe to live off just three Keto Chow?
Chow.
Is it safe to live off just 3 Keto Chow shakes a day? Hardcore weight loss, temporary thing. It's designed with that edge case as a possible scenario. To prove that out, I actually lived on Keto Chow with no other calorie source for 100 days because I assert that it's complete nutrition. So I put my own health on the line to prove out that it was, in fact, complete nutrition, and you could live on it 3 meals a day. Now, we don't necessarily recommend that, but if for whatever reason that was a necessity that you had, let's say you had, I don't know,
you could do
dental surgery or whatever, it's absolutely designed so that you can do that. You may find that you need more protein, though. Since doing that experiment, typically if I'm doing 3 Keto Chows a day, I will also grab a can of salmon just to up my protein a bit more.
Yes, or tuna fish, or like some lean meat, so that you can just have that extra protein.
Yep,
that's what I would recommend if you're gonna do 3 meals a day.
And you need to make sure you have an appropriate amount of fat so you're getting the right amount of calories as well.
Yes.
Lori says, almost miss you. Hi from Vancouver Island.
Hi.
Marie says, would the activated charcoal interfere with the absorption of vitamins and minerals? I don't think so. But I think
it's going to be in small amounts.
I think it would actually mute the flavor of it.
It might, yeah.
And again, I don't think it's necessary. Keto Simple's here. How you doing? We're tired.
So tired.
Denise
I'm sorry,
likes
I have
peppermint.
coffee quiet again.
Yvette says activated charcoal will inhibit the absorption of medications, all vitamins and minerals. Be careful. Yeah, again, I'm not recommending that you do it. That's probably just the best way to make it black, but I wouldn't recommend doing it. Let's see, Carnivore in the Mist says, we go to bed, honey. Thanks for devotion.
You're the best.
Have fun.
Let's go.
And Becky says, I've done it. I live on Keto Chow. Cynthia says, Miriam is falling asleep.
I really am. I just got so tired.
Carnivore in the Mist says, 3 Keto Chow quarts. You could totally do that. Yeah. And add some protein to it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, before Miriam turns into a pumpkin, we're going to say goodnight. So you all have a fantastic day. On Tuesday of next week, we will probably be at the RV Unplugged thing.
Rally.
And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do this live stream. We may have to do it a little bit early. So if we are able to do it all.
And if we maybe get a break, we could do a little premiere if we can't. If we think we're unavailable.
If I can figure out the timing, I will create and schedule the live stream for that time. So we'll see you when we see you. If not, not next week, then the week after that. So you all have a good night.
We miss you. We love you.
Okay, bye.